Hopefully this works. I've been struggling, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So I have trying this new streaming software. Obviously it's not working, so we're just gonna go on about the day. So welcome to the live stream. You can hear music. There's music. What music do you hear? Anyway, what's going on, y'all? I need to pop this chat out because it's not grabbing it from YouTube for whatever reason. Oh yeah, it's royalty free, it's fine. So don't worry about it, yeah, so I created a YouTube Live event already, and this is a completely different one. So hopefully new notifications go out for that old one, and let's see if I can actually live control room. One second. Alright, so hopefully that fixes it. I don't know. So let's go back to this one and reopen this window. Alright, so it's gonna look kind of weird because my camera's right here and I'm gonna move this over here so it doesn't look as weird. Alright, so sound good, look good. I know it's kind of dark in the front area right here because light's not that bright, but that's fine. Everything's good. Y'all got me? Before I get into this story. Alright, I'm good. Aaron, what's going on? You man, 2008, what's happening? Dan, what's happening? Appreciate it, man. Josh, what's going on? Prompt Checker Rob, I'm gonna get back to you in a minute. Just hold on tight. Tom, what's going on? O'Brien and Son, appreciate it. Alright, so I'm still at home. Obviously, this doesn't look like a Volvo. So I'm still at home, and the reason why is my truck is in the shop. So here's the difference between my truck being in the shop and a breakdown. My truck is not broken down. So I don't have a breakdown, but my truck's in the shop. So here's the story, right? Last Monday, so my truck's been in the shop for 7 days now. Last Monday, I put my truck in the shop for PM, preventative maintenance. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be straight up preventive maintenance. And I put it in there for preventive maintenance. I asked for oil change, asked them to replace the belts and a coolant flush, and to check my wheel seals. Basic stuff. So came back, gave me my first estimate, like, oh, it's gonna cost about this. It was like $900 bucks. You know what I mean? 900 to 1,000, I think it was. And I was like, cool. Approved that estimate, and they came back. They're like, hey, you know, something's going on with your wheel seal, you know, it's leaking, so we're, you know, gonna have to replace everything for the seal. And I'm like, okay, no big deal, you know what I mean? So they did that. Done. Do we have sound? It's like you have to be like a whole technician and be a truck driver and do stuff. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. I don't know what part I stopped at or that it stopped. You guys were saying no sound for the longest time, and I changed screens. No sound, sound went off, no voice, no sound, no sound. Okay, so basically start over. Is that where we're going with? I wasn't cursing. Okay, I'm gonna start all the way over. Truck's in the shop, wheel seal. All right. I know where that's at. So put the truck in the shop for wheel seal, PMs, all that stuff. First estimate came up to $3,000. First estimate. So that was with the, and I had the estimate pulled up. That's why I was reading. I couldn't see the chat, and I don't know where it went. So the estimate came up to 3,000, and I'm going to move the chat over here so I actually see you guys. Boom. Came up to 3,000, and that was for fixing my hazard light switch, which for whatever reason was $530. Had them replace all my belts, like my serpentine belt, clutch fan belt, all that stuff. $500. Had them flush out the transmission fluid. Had them flush out the transmission fluid, and PM service, and flush the coolant. So all that cost came up to $3,000, right? So I was like, okay, getting all my services done for PM. Winter's coming. I'm about to just hit everything now before winter hits. Cool. So 3,000. So then I came back. Then I guess they remembered to add that I asked them to check my steer and drive axles, for fluids and leaks. And they came back and they let me know that my left steer axle wheel seal was leaking. So I had to fix all that. It's $1,000 off the top. So then I added an overhead adjustment and a programming for my truck, like literally just a click of a button on the software to change something. So then they sent me a new estimate, but then they said that they wouldn't touch my truck because when I checked in my truck, I rang it up under my LLC, Johnson Capital Logistics, which I always do, right? Checked it in with my LLC. Checked it in with my unit number for Landstar. Let them know that I already have an account there, and I'm paying for it out of pocket, right? That was last Monday. I get an estimate Wednesday, and I get a phone call. I'm like, hey, your company declined your fixes. And I was like, what company? Like, if you called my company, you would have called the number you just dialed. And they're like, oh, well, we called Prime, and Prime said no. I'm like, Prime? I don't work for Prime. I quit Prime like 4 months ago. They're like, oh, well, this is the Prime unit. I'm like, no, it's not. I checked it in under my LLC, which I've done before, and I let the guy know that this is my unit. I paid for it. It's paid off, and no longer associated by Prime whatsoever. On Monday. So Wednesday, they're coming to me saying that they called Prime, and Prime denied all of my charges, obviously, because I don't work for them. So I had a whole discussion with them on Wednesday about that. I'm like, okay, you checked in my truck under the wrong business. Of course they're going to deny the service. It's not their truck, it's mine. That's why I checked it in under my LLC. And they're like, oh, what's your LLC? And I gave it to them. They're like, oh yeah, we see your account right here. So why'd you call Prime? I'm like, oh, well, just system. I'm like, whatever, let's get it fixed. It's not Prime's truck, it's mine. I have the title, I own it. So, and I'm paying for it. You don't need to call anybody else for approval. You need to call me. I'm like, okay, we'll get it worked out. Right? So sent off the first approval for $3,000 over the phone, and I let them know I was the owner, right? They approved it. Then they came back. On Thursday They came back Thursday. They're like, hey, we found the leak on your steer axle. We need further approval because now your estimate is up to $4,000. And I was like, oh, $4,000. Okay. It's approved. They're like, okay, fine. Approved it. Came back Friday. And when they called me Friday, they were like, they said they were having some type of issue with my coolant reservoir. And then they fixed it. But then they were just calling to notify me about it. I'm like, okay. Well, while I have you on the phone, go ahead and do an overhead adjustment. It's time for me to do that as well. Also, my truck doesn't have a performance mode and my radar needs to be calibrated. And they're like, okay, we'll go ahead and add all this stuff, but we need to go ahead and get approval. And I'm like, approval for who? From who? They're like, oh, from Prime. I'm like, why do you keep calling Prime? It's like, this is my truck. They're like, oh, do you have anything to prove that you own this truck? Yeah, my name's on the side of it. What are we talking about here? So not only did my estimate go up to, it went up to, let's see. It went up to $4,400 on Friday. And then when I called Saturday, they're like, no approval from Prime. Duh. I'm like, yes, I've just talked to you guys Wednesday. This is not a Prime truck. My name's on the side. I checked in under my name. I'm the owner. Stop calling Prime. They're like, okay, well, let's get an approval for this stuff. I'm like, okay, make sure you add in the overhead and stuff. They're like, okay, we're going to send out a new estimate on Monday. So it went, correct, Black Falcon. It went from $3,300 up to $6,400 for all the stuff I just listed. In which then they came back, they're like, hey, you need to come in because we can't touch your truck anymore until you prove you own this truck. Again, my name's on the side of my truck, right? Like, John, this is my YouTube name, but Johnson's Logic, and a lot of people, confuse the two, Johnson's Logic and Johnson Capital Logistics, because they're Logic Logistics. My name's on the side. Like, I gave you my name when I checked in. So, like, you need to go ahead and come up here. I was like, okay. So I woke up this morning. I dropped my off at the airport. And then after that, I went up there because my registration has my name on it. And I told them, I'm like, my registration's in the truck. They're like, nope, you need to come up here, show your ID, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. I go up there this morning and was like, hey, I'm here for this unit. You guys keep telling me I don't own this truck. You keep calling Prime. You've had my unit for a week now. I don't know what's been done to it. If anything, it looks like it's been sitting in the same spot. What's going on? What we got to do? So, what happened? So he was like, okay, well, here's your unit. This is this. We got this estimate, but we needed approval from the owner. I'm like, yes, I'm the owner. I'm the one who dropped the truck off. And now you guys are telling me I need to come and prove that I own the truck. And this is not the first time I've dealt with you guys. I've been here already before. I had no issues. Like, why is it such a big deal now? They're like, well, because, anyone can come in here and, let's say, and this is the example that he used. He was like, someone can bring a Tyson truck in here and have them change the settings, but we need to verify it with the business owner, which obviously is not that driver. I'm like, okay, what's that have to do with me? They're like, well, you have a name on the side of your truck. I'm like, yes, Johnson's Logic and Landstar. So if you know about Tyson and what their speed governor is, because he broke it down, if you know about Tyson and their speed governor settings and what you can and can't do without contacting Tyson, if a Landstar truck comes in here, you should know what Landstar is. Landstar is owner-operator only. So you can't even call Landstar for an approval because they'll deny you too. So they're like, well, yeah, but our supervisor says that we need to prove that you own the truck. I'm like, whatever. So we walked out to the truck. I showed him my name on the side of the truck. Brought out my cap card, showed him owner. It's my name. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. We get it all situated. We'll get the stuff added up. They're going to send you a new estimate, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Get this new estimate, $6,400. But with a new estimate, I'm scrolling through and actually looking at the charges. And I was like, okay, I need to speak to someone because a lot of this stuff doesn't make any sense to me. So someone needs to break it down so it makes sense to me. Call up there, no answer. Call up there again, no answer. Call up there again, finally get someone. And it's like the service advisor. And I'm like, hey, this is such and such about this unit. My unit's been there a week. I've been asking for a breakdown. Like, someone needs to break down these charges because some of these charges don't look right to me. And someone needs to break it down. Like, why are you charging me this much for this? Why are you charging me? Like, for example, the one software setting, they literally need to plug in the truck. They take a laptop, plug it in the truck. The computer runs through the software, make sure that my truck is not stolen or anything. Brings up the entire configuration for my truck. There's a setting I need to have changed. It's just one click, right? And then unplugs it, good to go. Just for that one setting, for some reason, they're charging me $862 for it. So I call, and they're like, oh, you need to speak with the foreman because I don't know anything about it. Transfers me, no answer. Call back, transfer, no answer. Call back, transfer, no answer. Call back, transfer. I'm like, someone needs to answer, or I need to leave a voicemail. So I leave a voicemail. No answer. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna wait because at this point it's already, I think it was just at closing time for the day shift to leave. It was like 4:35, so I didn't have enough time to jump up there and go back up there. So I was like, you know what? I'll deal with it in the morning. So I'm here, playing my video games and stuff. Then I get an email from the shop. It's like, hey, we got your stuff. We got your messages, but we need a 50% down payment before we can start any work on your truck. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, what is happening right now? Right? So I'm like, okay, now you need 50% down payment for stuff that I've been fighting you guys to get fixed. Like, well, what are you talking about? So then well, first, before I continue, let me catch up on the comments because y'all are hilarious. Great job. Must be interactive with subgroups that's not YouTube. Yes, Luana, I am. I'm gonna like veer into that conversation because there's some videos that's gonna start coming on YouTube live, and it's gonna be me talking about trucking, but it's gonna be me playing a video game because I started a Twitch channel. But we'll get into that later. I'm gonna finish the story. On to better things. JL, you from Savannah? I am not from Savannah, but I did go to college in Savannah. No hippie, don't talk about my forehead, man. The shop was making a killing. We're gonna get to that in a minute. But I had them update that serial number, Barry. You said that the serial number still shows Prime. I had them update it the last time I was there. So I don't know why I don't know why they keep pulling me up as Prime. Anyway, but I had them update that in the system and make sure they generated a new profile for me, and they did. Like, my last invoice I have from them has all my information on there. And then I drop it off now, gave them the same information, then they wrote it up as something completely different. Like, my unit number is still my unit number from before I bought the truck. It was like, it was my old unit number, 390016. So you guys, I remember I went from 390016 to 239000 when I bought the truck, and then to my Landstar unit number when I left Prime. This estimate, I took it up to this Volvo with all three, and this estimate still shows the first one, 390016. So it's retarded. Find another shop quick. Get to that. So chasing paper. You said to tell him whatever they've done is enough. Stop, don't touch it, and and I need to go up there tomorrow morning and get the truck. Very ironic that you use those exact words. I'm getting to it. Let's see. That shows shop. That's shop. Okay. Bad phone. Prime. Get the money from both. Hey, you know what? That's on Prime, because which is crazy. I told them I'm paying for it. Like, I've told them several times I'm paying for it out of pocket. Do I have business credit? Yes, I do have business credit, but I'm not putting on my business credit card. I'm paying for it cash out of pocket. I'll take it out and they will not touch after that. Getting to that right now. These guys are nickel and diming you. I'm getting to that right now. Don't ever use that shop again. I'm getting to that right now. Tom, shop is a big scam. I'm getting to that right now. Big part of business, find a shop that you can trust. I'm getting to that right now. They generate a profile for you, but they didn't delete the old one. I believe that's what happened. Exactly, O'Brien. So everyone's saying that I need to go get my truck and leave that shop and go find another local shop, right? So all this is going on. Again, it was right at 4:30, so I couldn't leave. So there's a group on Facebook that has a ton of Volvo drivers in them. And so luckily, they sent me a PDF of my estimate. So I posted on the group. And I'm like, is there any Volvo specialist in here that can look at this and see that, just take a look at it and make sure that things are right? First comment was from a person who worked for Volvo for 20 years, who recently quit like this year. And she said, go get that truck. And I was like, okay, that's one comment, but it's a dealership comment, you know what I mean? So by the time that I put my phone down, I went to go make myself a snack, or I guess lunch. I went to go make myself lunch. That took like 6 minutes. I came back, 39 comments, all saying the same thing. Highway robbery. Shop is stealing from you. None of these numbers make sense. I actually had the owner of another shop contact me. It's like, hey, bring your truck to me. So reached out to him, started talking to him, and I was like, okay, I know I already said that this is kind of high, but can you put it into some type of perspective for me? He was like, yeah, I'm the owner of this shop, and a lot of the comments on that post were tagging this guy that I'm talking to, the owner. So I started talking to him. I'm like, okay, give me the rundown. Here's the full estimate. I don't know what they have not done, but let's just safely assume that they haven't done anything. They're like, okay, so you broke down and show me on each line exactly why they were overcharging me. Like the number one thing that he was flabbergasted about was that hazard switch. Remember, I said it was $537 for them to fix my hazard light switch. He was like, that's a $15 part, and I would charge you $15 for it because it takes 45 seconds. I was like, boom, save $500 right there. I was like, okay, so let's take the whole estimate. So right now, my estimate shows $6,400, right? He's like, right. I was like, all right, if I bring my truck to you, which this shop is not in Georgia, so I'll actually have to go pick up the truck tomorrow, and actually, I'll probably have to deadhead from Atlanta to the shop is in North Carolina, so I'll probably be on the road tomorrow. But what was I saying? So he took the estimate. He was like, okay, give me a second. Let me run some numbers, and I'll let you know what I would charge you. And I was like, okay. So the exact same line items, everything that he did, or everything that I asked for on this estimate that I read down the list, he was like, okay. He got back to me in like 10 minutes. Let's start there, because apparently Volvo takes 7 days to get everything together, which is still not together. This guy got back to me in like 10 minutes. He's like, all right, this is what I can do. The parts that's listed is about right. Assuming that they haven't touched anything, whatever they charged in parts is around the same. I was like, okay, so what about the labor? He was like, out the door, charging you parts and labor, 28, 29, maybe 3,000. I was like, sold. So, when can I come in? He's like, well, when can you get your truck back? I was like, I'll let you know as soon as I get it back. So I actually had to end up sending an email over to the shop that my truck is at now and send them a cease and desist. Because if you're going to charge me $6,500 and someone can do it for literally more than half the price, I'm not going to keep doing business with you. And it's convenient. This is why I go to that dealership. It's down the street from my house. I am never going back to this dealership again. So I had to send a cease and desist email to that rep I was talking to. And y'all know me and covering my bases. I sent an email to every, I don't want to put their name out there, but that business's service department, that entire service department for that shop and the surrounding areas, I sent everyone that message, including supervisors. Like, as of this time stamp and this date, anything that has not been done to my truck, do not touch my truck from this point forward. I'll be by in the morning to come pick it up. Because that's ridiculous. Like, $6,000. $6,000. And someone can do it for half the price. And it was for stupid stuff. Like, the one thing was plugging in the computer for the one setting, $1,000. For what? My hazard light switch. $500. For what? And every time I called this dealership or this shop, it's a dealership. Y'all know it's a dealership. I really don't care. And my name's on the side of it. And honestly, I hope they're watching. God, the hazard light switch. Saving $500. I literally saved $1,500 off the top just from weird charges that every time I called about, they couldn't explain, but they needed they needed Prime's permission to work on the truck. And I literally had to go out of my way and drive up there. Like, just to prove I own the truck. Like, I dropped this thing off. I almost cursed. I dropped this thing off. Like, I'm the one who signed for it when I dropped it off. And now, again, I had to take a step back at that particular sentence. Like, okay, I understand, because I did the same thing when I was working for Prime. I did drop the truck off and sign off on it. But at that point, it was Prime plastered all over the truck. You know what I mean? But now my name is plastered over the truck. I feel like, and the reason why it makes me so mad is because they're like, oh, we didn't know. And I'm like, if you drop a truck off at a shop, they take pictures. That way, if they damage anything, they have proof of how the truck's condition was before they put in the shop. Every picture has my name in it, except for one, the back of the cab. Every picture has my name in it. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is a Prime truck. If you could show me where it says operated by, if you could show me where their authority number is, their MC number, if you can show me anything that says Prime on this truck, I'll let you have it. Nope. So, yeah. I'm going to go pick up that truck tomorrow. And I'm never using them again. And the shop that I'm going to is a highly recommended shop for Volvos. And there were multiple recommendations for this guy. And he just so happened to reach out to me first because I was eating, because I'm fat. But, oh my gosh, man. This guy's literally about to save me like $3,300. Like, and then the last time I went to them, they did exactly what I needed them to do, and it was exactly the charges it was supposed to be. This time, I have no idea what happened, but I know for a fact I'm never going back. Actually, let me check my email and make sure they didn't send me another note. Yep. And I send a message. I would like to rescind any prior approvals. No additional work is to be done to this unit, and I'll be by in the morning to pick it up. And I sent that to everyone in the area. So they can't say that they, whatever the case, they didn't get it or someone got it. And I almost dare them. I dare them to try and pull that truck in the bay tonight. I dare them. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Let me get this back right. All right, like, and I want them to, because I know that they're not going to say that they touched it. But because I'm logged out of my Qualcomm right now, anytime my truck sits for more than like 4 or 5 hours, every time the truck moves, Landstar sends me an email telling me that my truck is moving. So when I tell y'all, I pray, because I sent that email 2 hours ago. I pray to get that email tonight, because the first thing I'm doing is getting a lawyer. Like, this is ridiculous. Wish I should already get one for downtime, because you've had my truck for 7 days for a PM. Like, ugh. Never use dealership from a person who grease the muffler bearings, sharpen the CB antenna, and align the glove box. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I never own a truck. Too much headaches. I'll stick to my union job. Truck breakdown, get a different drive, no charge. I will absolutely 100% never do that again, Jason King. I stand by it. I will never work for someone else again. I'll tell you that. And I usually try and keep my lives about an hour, but this might be an all-inclusive live. Oh, I'm on top chat. I don't even have live chat. I'm missing all kind of stuff. I'm sorry, y'all. If I didn't see your comment before, I apologize. I had the wrong setting on there. But we can go through, like, I can give you reasons why I would never drive for someone else again, Jason. Let's just say that. I was hoping they sent me something. You know what I mean? If they send me something to my email, if they call me, bro, just anything. Because I know they're open right now. Because that shop, they work 24 hours Monday through Friday. Like, they actually work in the shop, but they don't answer phones like after 6. So I know I could probably go up there and someone's going to be there. But I'm not that person. Like, I'll be there in the morning, but you bet your sweet butt I'm going to be there at 6 a.m. And someone better open this gate and release my property. Now, obviously, if they've already done something, like if they did the whatever the thing, like whatever I first brought it in for, which I don't think they did anything. Well, I guess they had to, because they did the coolant flush at least. They probably did something. And obviously, if they did something, and I'm going to ask for proof that they did it, and obviously, if they did it, I'm going to pay them for it. But anything else, they better not try and charge me this whole settlement. I'll straight up get a whole lawyer, because this is ridiculous. Whew. Let's see. Where are we at? Lost the wages for that fee. Those cooks, keep it cool, never those bad. You almost got me with the word. And I kept it cool. I kept it very professional, very cordial. I didn't yell at them. I didn't curse at them. Y'all know how I am. Like, if I'm with y'all, if I'm talking to y'all, I know I get animated, and like, I'll get animated. You know what I mean? I need to move this over here and have the chat box right here. So I keep looking back and forth like that. So I'm trying to cut that out. All right. So I get animated with y'all because I give y'all the real, and ups and downs. Y'all see good stuff and bad stuff on my channel. Here's the bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is stuff you got to deal with sometimes. And since then, Landstar actually offers an aftermarket warranty. I wish I would have knew about it when I first joined, but I found out about it last week. Like, literally after I dropped my truck off, and he was like, "Do you have any aftermarket warranty?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Okay." And I went home that same day and like went in one of our groups on Landstar and just typed in the word warranty, and there's like aftermarket warranties up to 2 years or however many miles, no matter the year, as long as it's less than 1 million miles. I'm like, dang, I already signed up for that. So I got that now. So I ain't, you know what I mean? What happened to my truck? My truck is at the shop right now, quoted to be repaired for $6,400. I'm going to take my truck back from that dealership. I'm not paying $6,400 for basically basic PMs and basic repairs. $6,400. So I found dealership. Just the whole situation was frustrating. So look, like, Those of y'all who are just now joining, I encourage y'all to watch the replay. The very cliff notes is what I've just stated. And the biggest thing that really pisses me off about the situation is even though I registered this truck under my name, when I checked into the shop, I have an entire account with this shop already with my name. I checked it in on last Monday, let them know that I am me and this is my account. For some reason, they wrote it up under Prime. And all this week, they called Prime several times this past week trying to get approval for repairs. Obviously, Prime's going to deny them. Then they call me and tell me Prime denied them. It's not a Prime truck. Obviously, they're going to deny them. I am approving them. Anyway. So, like, I really want to have an adult beverage. But for the simple fact that I might be, well, one, I have to drive the truck tomorrow. But I have to go pick up my truck tomorrow and possibly drive to North Carolina. I can't drink. So now I'm just going to be on hyped up mode for a minute. Anyway, let me read these comments real quick. War, I hope that answers your question. President Kinley. Come to Landstar in November from Prime. Is it worth it? Been owner operator at Prime for 2 years, paid for trucks. I'm ready to make the move to Landstar. How was transition for you? Oh, 301 Marky Mark. Absolutely worth it. 100% recommend. I won't say recommend. That's a very harsh way to put that. I like Prime. I enjoyed my time at Prime. I do not regret coming to Landstar as an owner operator at all. Because if y'all, throughout this entire life that you guys have been here, every time that I had these estimates, I never flinched. Someone asked me if I had a business credit card. I was paying all these repairs cash out of pocket. If I was at Prime, that would not be a thing. It don't matter how much you train, how much you try and save, how much sacrifice you have. Like, okay, let me take that back. You can make that kind of money at Prime, but you have a lot to sacrifice in order to do that. Me here at Landstar, for anyone who's paid any type of attention the past 3 months, and those of you guys who talk to me on any kind of regular basis, y'all know I only work every other week. I'm literally home every other week. So I'll go out for a week or I'll go out for 2 weeks, like I did the last time, and come home. Like, I don't stay out that often. So if I was doing what I do at Prime, they'll terminate my contract and still have the money to be able to afford stuff that I need to send. You know what I'm saying? So if you're an owner operator at Prime and you are happy, stay at Prime. I will never try and convince someone like, oh, you need to come to Landstar. It's so much better. It's so much better at Landstar. Stay at Prime. If you're happy, if it's working for you and your family, stay at Prime. Now, if you come to me and tell me that you're ready to come to Landstar, we'll have a whole nother conversation. That's the difference between me and a lot of other YouTubers. I don't get paid to convince people to come to Landstar. Like, I don't get a recruitment bonus. I think it's not a recruitment bonus. I get a referral bonus. I don't get a recruitment bonus. And the more people that I tell to come to Landstar, like directly responsible from me, is taking food and money out of my pocket. I'm not going to convince anyone to come to Landstar. Now, if you tell me that you're ready to make the move, what you got to do, what's it like, send me an email. Send me an Instagram. We'll talk. Outside of that, I don't recruit. Matter of fact, there's a lot of comments, and you guys watch my videos. There's a lot of comments. They're like, hey, I'm trying to choose a trucking company. Where should I go? What do I put? Prime. Go to Prime. Every time. I don't say Landstar a single time. Now, unless I have I'm going to use this word. Because this guy really takes it there for me. I had a guy come on one of my videos. It was actually 2 of my videos. One was my Landstar paycheck video, and the second one was reasons why I quit Prime Video. I think it was because of it was either the Fleet Manager one or the Sales Department one. Don't try and go back and look for it. He already deleted them, and because I tore him a new one in the comments, and he deleted the comment. But he literally put on both of those comments. I'm not going to call him out his name, so no, I'm not going to curse. But I was about to. But he put on both of those videos that, and I'm going to paraphrase, but this is more than likely a direct quote. He was like, "You just need to do your dang job and drive the truck and stop having an attitude." Excuse you? Oh man, when I tell y'all, I wish I would have screenshotted it before he deleted it. Like, y'all know I am calm. I don't fight nobody. Like, I don't get in arguments if I don't have to. I'm logical about stuff. Like, when I tell y'all, I have never tore into someone that bad. Like, and I put on both comments to make sure he saw me. I tore that dude a new one. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, you remember Barry? Man, that dude, I wish I could remember his name. Because he deleted the comment, but it was still in my notifications. And then right when I went to go screenshot it, my phone died. So I tried to pull up my other phone, and it was gone. So I charged my phone, pulled it back up, it was gone. I'm like, dang it. Ooh, I wish I could. I wish I could have screenshotted it, because I was going to make a whole video about it. Like, y'all, please don't be this guy. Don't tell someone how to live their life, number one. Number two, I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm gonna get mad all over again. That was, but Barry, if you saw that coming, I don't know if you saw my response, but oh my god. Sung, I'm not under a load right now. I'm actually empty. This was planned home time for me, which is the reason why I go to the shop. It's down the street from my house. It's convenient for me. Like, where that shop is, I park my truck less than a mile from there. Because since I live in the city of Atlanta, I can't bring my truck home. But my drop yard that I park in is a mile from there. So this convenient. That's why I go there. So no, I'm not under a load. My trailer's empty. My trailer's actually still sitting in my parking spot. Another great thing about Landstar. Look at it positively. If they didn't try to get approved from Prime, all the work would have been done quickly, and you'd have not have found out till later that they were overcharging. Not necessarily, because I actually had my doubts on that first estimate that the numbers look weird. So my mom is an accountant. I sent her the first estimate, and she's like, the numbers line up, but they don't make sense why they're charging you so much for the services. I'm like, okay, that makes enough sense. Then the second one came, and once that second one came, I'm like, I just need my truck back at this point. And then that third one, I'm like, nah, absolutely not. From Jacksonville, Arkansas, I appreciate it, Michael. I appreciate it, man. Out a week at a time, absolutely killing the revenue. That's right, Barry. Been trying to tell him, Darren, like Johnson's Logic. My last name is Johnson. My business name is Johnson Capital Logistics. My name is all over the truck. I drive for a Landstar who has no company drivers or lease operators. How can I not own the truck? You know what I mean? If my name's plastered over the side and I drive for Landstar, anyone who drives a truck knows what Landstar is. You know what I mean? Or at least the basics. They know they can't apply for Landstar unless they own the truck. That's literally bare minimum. The first requirement of Landstar is you must own a truck. And then it goes into experiences and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like, oh yeah, we called Prime. Why? You called Prime and there's Landstar on the side of my truck. What are you calling Prime for? I have my title to my truck. I understand the Prime lease scam. 301 Marky Mark. In the description is my email address. Shoot me an email. We'll talk. I remember seeing a comment. Johnson, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm a part of this live is addressing why you haven't seen me in a while. And hopefully a good fix for that. Should be a good fix for it for everybody. Jonathan, what do you mean? Oh, Junior, I didn't even see you pop in. What's up, man? This comment is probably still in your email confirmation in this comment. It's not. I checked. You knew I was going to check for that comment. I can't find that comment anywhere. I wish I did, or I wish I could find it. You haven't uploaded on your YouTube channel. Oh, Landon Jr.'s going back and forth. Boom. Barry wasn't there long. He didn't have any more smoke. I don't know if y'all are talking to me at this point. Whoop. What is this? Super chat. Panda, I am always at home. But you know why I'm always at home? I can afford to be at home. That's why I'm always at home. I somehow got behind, so hold on a second. I see. Junior has been uploading a lot this week, actually. Traveling Tempest, dude, I don't even want to get back into it because I'm already upset right now. How are the rates at Landstar right now? Amazing. Which is why I want my truck back. I'm literally missing everything right now because I don't have a truck. And here's the thing, my truck isn't broken down. Like, I can literally just go pick up the truck and go drive tomorrow. I'm not going to. But that's why I can't even label this as a breakdown. Like, I voluntarily put my truck in the shop for preventative maintenance. My truck isn't broken down. There's nothing wrong with my truck outside of a leaking wheel seal, but the leak isn't that bad because y'all know how I do my pre-trip, mid-trip, and post-trip inspections. Like, I saw that there was a minor leak, but not enough for it to be, it wasn't draining out. The leak was literally on the outside because I checked the inside. So it wasn't even a big leak. But, having them, like, fix the components or whatever, fine. Replace it. I know if it leaked on the outside, it can leak on the inside. It made sense to me. Outside of that, like, no, man, I'm not. I keep losing my train of thought. Like, I want to get back out because the rates are good. I just found your comment. Let's see. Traveling Tempest. No, my truck's not broken. It's not. Prime trucks are prime operated truck. Have the DOT number on there. Exactly, Luani. Rob Lowe has all that money. Maybe he'll help a brother out. Interesting topic on that, Barry. Rob Lowe actually took my side multiple times trying to deal with that tire. I don't think I've ever told you guys that story. I haven't because that was the last reason that I quit Prime when I switched over to dual tires. I'm going to say it here because, well, I'll make a video about it, but it's not going to be as long as the other ones. But straight up, Prime overcharged me for my tires, even though I paid for them out of pocket. Prime straight up charged me for them on my settlement. Forced my account to go negative. Gave me an advance, which further put my account in negatives, and then put cash in my pocket. So technically they paid me back, but they never righted it in the system. So for like 3 weeks, and my entire last 2 paychecks, Prime took because they said that I owed them money. I emailed Rob Lowe about it, and Rob Lowe said I was right and that Prime needed to fix it. They never fixed it. So that's all on that topic. I'm going to talk about it. So Prime as a company, great company. I can't really talk bad about them outside of the fact that they took money from me. But even the owner had my back and told these departments, because there are multiple, he told them to fix it. Never got fixed. So the upper left corner, we're going to get to that. I just started streaming on Twitch, and I'm using my streaming software to stream to YouTube right now, which is why I'm going to get into that. But I'm glad that you told me this update. I'm about to go take it off. What is on the upper left corner? Yeah, firmly made it to orientation. Congratulations, Dreadnought. I'm glad you made it, man. We'll talk later. Check your phone. It's over there on vibrate. Do I like Volvo? Absolutely. I love my Volvo semi-truck. Again, since I've had my truck, I have not had a single breakdown on my truck. I haven't had a single. Ooh, I want to get into this one because this is going to be good. We're going to get to that in just a minute, Michael Hunt, so I can go ahead and prove you wrong. But we'll get back to that in a minute. So you just started filing stuff on your truck that you probably don't even need fixed. As long as I can get my truck back, I'm content. The prime lease is not a scam; it's just a very expensive lease. Correct system. You got it exactly. Would you recommend somebody going to Prime for CDL school? Every time. I will always recommend people go to Prime for their CDL. Why? I did it. I'm not going to recommend something I didn't do. Look how I turned out. Michael Hunt, 35% interest on the lease. Are you talking about the Prime truck lease, or are you talking about leasing onto Landstar? Because it's very important that I need to know what you mean. I've heard great things about the shop in North Carolina. Yes, that shop that you're talking about is a shop I'm going to. So a lot of people, and I probably, if I look on here right now, people still commenting on this, on that same thread. Continuing to recommend the shop. So yes, I'm going to that shop. I'm honestly gonna weigh my options whether I'm gonna drive it up there in Deadhead, or if I'm just gonna pay for it to have it towed. Because my inspection is about to be up for Landstar. They've had my truck so long. My 120-day inspection for Landstar is about to be up. And like I've already talked to Landstar about it, and okay, the Prime trucks, all right. Yeah, there's a way. I don't work for Prime anymore. I'm not gonna address that. I haven't leased for Prime in a while, so that's about on par. Not really though. Anyway, I'm gonna let that one go because I don't lease for Prime anymore. But I'll say I respect your opinion, and I don't think you're incorrect, but I can't say that you're incorrect or correct because I don't remember. I'll have to bring up my contract in. Anyway, I'm not getting into that. I don't work for Prime, but I will say I respect your opinion. Mike Schwartz, what's going on, man? Why do you pick a new truck and not an old truck? What do you mean? I mean, wait. Panda, you super chats. I can afford to be at home full too. You bobtailed 900 miles to go home? I've done that before too, but I had a trailer. Peter Trucker Jr. Everyone at the Piston terminal has been great, from the head trainer to the cashier. Oh, you're at Piston. I hear Piston is nice going through orientation, but wait till you get out. Why did you pick up automatic over a manual? At the time when I came to Prime, they stopped training manual transmissions like a couple months prior to me coming. So I wanted to be trained on a manual, but they only had automatics. Now I can go get the restriction removed. I now have plenty of friends with manual transmission trucks that they say that I can take the test on a truck. They have no problem with that. I just haven't yet because I own an automatic truck. There's no rush. I mean, there's no rush for me right now. So I'm going to keep the restriction on there for now. But there's no reason why I picked automatic over manual. I picked manual and got automatic. So there's no reason. The reason was because I was forced to. No, you can't bobtail home without a trailer. Or you can't bobtail home with a trailer. Shut up, Kev. Also, you didn't hit me. You were here, and you were supposed to hit me up after you delivered, and you didn't. What's up, man? So are we fighting now? Like, what's up with this? Like, are we beefing? Just let me know ahead of time so I know how to conduct myself accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't the 70s landed. Yeah. I mean, personally, I want a manual. I'm going to be in your area Thursday. I'm going to be here Thursday. Ross is the Illuminati. Nah, son. No, I'm not. Did you have a great trainer on the road with Prime? I absolutely did. I stand by my trainer at Prime. I don't know if he's still training or not. I need to catch up with him. I'm glad that you said that. I need to reach out to him tomorrow. But I had a great I trained the first phase, the PSD phase, if you're familiar. The first phase is when you have your permit and no CDL. A lot of people go over the road for their training. I had 100% pad training. Loved it. It was amazing. Fantastic trainer. He no longer works at Prime, however. Second trainer, believe still works at Prime. And he's a great trainer. He's a company driver trainer, which is great for anyone trying to complete their miles because all he loves to do is miles. So I had both my trainers were great. Payback for Dallas. I'm going to have to give you that one. I'll have to give you that one. I'm gonna have to give you that one, Kev. No. No. I had to give you that one. I'll give you Dallas. On average, what are the rates in Landstar? It's spot market. It's a very difficult question to answer. I do have a streaming software where I can actually show you guys a load board, though. I can show you guys a load board now. Let me think about it. The rates are high right now. For anyone doing spot market, rates are insanely through the roof right now. I'll email you, Johnson's Logic. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate it, man. Luani, I'll catch you next time. How did you get the Volvo at Prime? Funny story. When I first came to Prime, after my first year when I switched over to lease, Big Al was my trainer for PSD. Yes, sir. Do I think CFI is a good company? I honestly have no idea. I have no idea. Why is it not good to fill fuel tanks 100%? I have never heard that because I do it quite often. Chicago, I'm up there. I go by your house a lot. You know what I think about teaming at Prime? Is that a good start? Yes. Did my PSD on the pad as well. Liked it a lot better. Feel like it was better prepared. Me too. And when I became a trainer, I trained my kids on the pad. Sorry. I trained my students on the pad. I say kids, they were my kids. Those are my guys and gal. You know what I mean? Like those are my kids. But I train my kids on the pad. Did I not finish the Volvo story? Oh, right. First year at Prime, I was a company driver. I switched over to a lease operator, saw that Prime had Volvos. I harassed, I will wine and dine you, possibly, Panda, depends. Let me know how much time. I harassed the crap out of Success Leasing for a Volvo. Before I came to Prime and was doing research on trucking, I came across the channel. Oh my God, his name always escapes me every time I try and mention him on one of my lives. Shoot. His name is JBG Travels. I know I'm going to see it. Am I right? JBG Travels, I was right. I came across this channel when I was first interested in trucking. He drives a Volvo, and I was watching other guys. Like I was watching Junior Honduras. I watched back then Loshawn Parks. What's the other one? The one that has the podcast now. Unfortunately, I stopped watching his channel because he started saying some off the wall stuff for me. What is his name? Trucker Brown. I was watching Trucker Brown back then, and Crazy Bags, and Crazy Bags friend. Watching all of them, saw what trucks they were driving. I was seeing all kind of stuff. But JBG Travels, looking at the Volvo, like looking at how comfortable it was, he didn't do a walk around, but he did like a look around when he was packing up at home, packing up groceries and stuff. I'm like, I want that truck. I'm going to become a truck driver, and at some point in my career, I'm going to get that truck. I harassed the crap out of Prime. And so from January to October, I had my white Freightliner 2020 because I took my company truck over to the lease side. So every month, I'll reach out. Anyone turn in the Volvo? Anyone turn in the Volvo? Anyone turn in the Volvo? It was no every time. I reached out to the head of Success Leasing. I'm like, is there any way I can lease purchase a Volvo and just if you guys buy the Volvo and treat it like a lease purchase, I got the down payment. Like, what can we work out here? They were like, no. I'm like, okay. It was to the point. I was reaching out to the DAB I don't know if some of y'all might remember when I first started my channel. I was on the weekly meetings. Like, when are we getting Volvos? When are we getting Volvos? When can we order Volvos? Like, I was always asking about Volvos. Someone from the DAB actually reached out to me. And like, let's just say that there's a secret group for those of us or those people that have Volvos. And he's like, and that person was like, hey, I'm going to add you to this group because I see you asking every single week. But we have Volvos that get turned in. They're sparingly, but they get turned in. They post it here first, and they list why they're turning it in. And then they go turn it in. I'm like, perfect. So this is when I had Patrick, my student Patrick, last year. We were nearing the end of his training. and he had like a week left, a week or so left. And the week prior to that, I got a message in that group like, hey, turn in this truck. Here's the unit number. Call and ask them about it. I'm like, okay. Call to ask. They're like, it's in process. Can't give you any details, and we can't hold it. I was like, okay. Students about to start wrapping up. How long is the process going to take? They're like, oh, we can't tell you. I was like, okay. So I just wrapped up the student. You know what I'm saying? I was like, we started busting out miles, and I was least. I'm like, I called my fleet manager. I'm like, any load with miles, let's wrap it up, son. Because back then, this was when it was 50,000 miles. I'm like, come on, let's wrap it up, son. Like, let's get to it. I finishes out literally on the way to the yard, right? Called Success Leasing that morning to see if the truck was available. Truck wasn't available. And this was a Friday, I remember. And this was a Friday. We were on the way to the terminal. We were 300 or 400 miles out. And Patrick was driving. So I remember calling. They were like, it's not available. It's not ready. It's not done in process yet. I was like, okay. Because I called every week. Hung up. It was a Friday morning meeting. Friday morning meeting came up. I did my usual when we get in Volvo, still trying to get in one, blah, blah, blah. And they answered the same way I work my contracts, whatever. After that meeting, I get a call from Success Leasing. They're like, hey. I'm like, hello. They're like, when will you be at the yard? I'm like, I'm on my way in right now. They're like, all right, we have a Volvo unit available. And if you can get here by tomorrow, we will hold it. I'm like, I'm 300 miles out, baby. So that's the story of how I got my Volvo, is I harassed the crap out of Success Leasing. So we ended up getting there Friday. And this was the crazy part about getting it. So they held it for me until Saturday. I checked in on Friday night because you have to do just like you're picking out a truck from Success Leasing, you had to check into Success Leasing saying that you're on the yard, ready for a truck, blah, blah, whatever. Checked in Friday. But because I already had a truck, I was lower on the list. But this was before Prime had a truck issue. So Saturday rolled around, and there were 6 people on the list, including myself. All 5 of those people had to look at the truck before me. And I was like, oh, man. So I called in the morning. They're like, you got somebody looking at it, unfortunately. Everybody else picked a different truck. We had one person. We had this truck and another truck. But it was the Volvo that I'm in now. It was that unit and International. And I was like, and he was like, well, where am I on the list? I was like, or I asked him where was I on the list. And he said, you would be next, but we have to wait for this person to pick a truck first. And I was like, okay, what truck are they looking at? They're looking at the Volvo. And I'm like, all right, ain't no way they're going for International. So we can go ahead, wrap that up. Ended up going, I was already at the terminal. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go walk up there just in case and see what's going on. So I walked up there, tried to play it off, and I got like a little spec sheet of like add-ons and stuff you can get. And I just ended up sitting down just in case the person came back. And I had a friend of mine with me, my friend Mike. He sat down across the bench from me. And so I was, kind of just playing it off. And so the guy from Success Leasing he stood up, looked at us, and he looked at my buddy. He was like, because obviously I kept calling him. He was like, are you Ross by chance? Talked to my friend Mike. And he was like, no, but I'm Ross. He was like, hey, I wasn't going to wait until, put you at the bottom of the list, or put you at the top of the list for us to call you Monday. But since you're here, that person turned that truck down, that Volvo truck. Do you want to go look at it? I shot up so fast. I'm like, absolutely. Where's it parked? Where's the key? What's going on? So that's how I got my Volvo. I harassed the crap out of Prime until I got one. And I love my Volvo so much that I bought it from Prime. I didn't switch. It was a regular lease truck. I didn't switch it to lease purchase. I went from regular lease to owner operator. I paid for the truck, got the title from Prime, made it mine. Like, I love my Volvo. You guys have no idea. Let's see. I know I'm behind. Very behind. Would you go to any different company if you would not go to Prime? No. I would not. Off subject question: what camera editing software do you use? I'm using my GoPro, so I'm using the same camera that I'm using for my regular vlogs, for my live videos, and I use Cyberlink Power Director to edit my videos right now. If you could not go to Prime or Landstar, where would you go? If there's a reason why I couldn't go to Prime or Landstar, I probably don't need to be trucking. Those are two of the most open, accepting companies that I'm aware of. Like, I didn't have an issue going to either one of them. And I can only say that I didn't really do much research on other companies. Like, it was either Prime or nothing, and it was either Landstar. Actually, I had a choice with Landstar. I also briefly looked into Mercer. But I had a dream to come to Landstar because I forgot what channel I was following back then. I was following a channel back. I know exactly what channel I was following, and I can't remember his name. It'll come to me in a minute. But following people on YouTube inspired me to go to those companies because I saw what they could do, not what they were doing at these companies. I was seeing what they could do at these companies. And I took that and ran with it. So I chose Prime, went to Prime, killed it, put myself in a position to come to Landstar, applied to Landstar, came here, and I'm currently killing it. So it's any opportunity is what you make of it, honestly. I need to email you to ask you a question. Is your email in the description? Emails in any way to support the channel or contact me is in the description of this current live. And for my videos going forward. So there is there's a link on there. I have a brand new link. It's JLogix.live. You can click on, instead of sending me super chats, you can go on there instead and support the channel. JLogix.live is another link that actually goes to my Twitch channel, which is the change coming to my channel. So we're gonna get to that in a second after I get through these comments. But basically, I'm still gonna be streaming and talking about trucking. Just a video may or may not be of me. I might have like a small little camera or something, but I'll be playing World of Warcraft or whatever game I decide to play, because I want to get into Twitch streaming. One, I have the time to do it. I only work every other week, so. What's your CPM fuel cost? No Prime discount, running faster but lighter, and no reefer. Do you use Mudflap discount? Mudflap discount. I don't use Mudflap. I use Landstar. My cents per mile fuel costs with no Prime, I'm assuming with no discount. I don't know because I get a discount at Landstar. My cents per mile fuel usage. I don't have my MacBook down here or my iPad. I don't have my report with me. But if I were to guess, it cost me about 79 to 82 cents per mile for me to run my truck. And that's including everything, fuel, maintenance, everything. As far as fuel, I don't calculate fuel the way I used to at Prime, only because things are a little bit different here. But, I mean, I'm getting a lot better fuel mileage than I was at Prime in my truck now. So because it's ungoverned, so that probably went down. It was already low before. I hovered around 10 cents per mile. Thanks for dropping me at the airport 6 o'clock this morning. You're welcome, TT. That's my aunt catching one of my lives. That's funny. You're absolutely welcome. Hope to run into you very soon. Enjoy what you have to say and how you present yourself. I appreciate that, Brent. I actually had a comment on one of my videos that I need to do a meetup or schedule some type of meetup somewhere. And like, I guess, put enough notice in advance. I guess people want to come and meet me. I don't know. But someone offered that idea to create some type of meetup so I can actually meet you guys. But everyone's from a different walk of life. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, everyone meet me in Nebraska for lunch. I don't know. This is something I need to think of better. I don't know. But I do hope to run into each and every one of you guys. I love running into you guys on the road for sure. Junior, how does it work? Oh, that's Junior. I respect you, Junior. Junior, you got all these people in here. 3-1 Marky Mark. Just got a Kenworth from Prime. Oh, yeah, I've seen those. Is Land Air a good company? I could not tell you. I have not looked into them. My mistake, I noticed my calculator was set for 5 years, changed to 3 years, 17%, same as if you have 500. There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's not so bad. It was like there's a little interest on there, but it wasn't as bad as 30% or 35%. He would be a Swift driver if not for Prime. Who would be a Swift driver if not for Prime? Because I certainly hope you're not talking about me. There's no chance in the world I would drive for Swift. Are all your trucks standard? That's not for me. That's not for me. I got stuff to binge. Do you think CFI is good? I've never looked into CFI, so I don't know. I see them a lot, if that makes any correlation, but, different stuff, different folks. You know what I mean? Hey, what was I going to talk about? All right, so like I said, I'm going to do a lot more YouTube lives. Now, what's going to change is some of them won't be on replay. So if I'm streaming on Twitch and on YouTube, I'm going to make sure that it does not save to YouTube. One, all the people that I play with like to curse. And I'm not going to mess up my rating on YouTube on a recorded video for people cursing. So if you miss those lives, that's cool. No big deal. But I'm going to be streaming because y'all know how I am when I'm at home. This will be any indication of how I feel when I'm at home. So I got home the 1st. I've been here since October 1st. The last time I recorded footage was the 30th. Thursday was when I took that class. Yeah. For September 30th was the last time I actually recorded footage. And I scheduled it to upload last Monday. And now you guys are getting a live now. When I'm at home, I really don't feel like recording. I never am in that mood to just, set up my system and go live or record a video. I didn't like recording at home. But what I did like to do was play video games every single night. So any guys who follow me on Discord, y'all always see me online, and right under my name it says World of Warcraft. So I started thinking, and I asked this question a couple months ago in a poll, would you guys be okay with me streaming World of Warcraft on this channel? And the reason I'm going to do it is it gives you guys more content. I can interact with you guys in the comment section like I'm doing right now and still talk about trucking while I'm playing my video game. So I don't have to do a recorded video or feel pressured that I'm not, maintaining my channel appropriately like I should be doing. So that's the reason why that link is in my description below now. JLogixYT.live, L-I-V-E. If you go to that, it brings up my Twitch portal. You can follow me on Twitch if you feel like it. I'm not to the point where you can subscribe to me yet, but you can follow me. I need 50 followers. So I'm basically just trying to appear or create a new community while, still, giving you guys my all. It's still, like I said, this isn't just a trucking channel. Like Johnson's Logic isn't a trucking channel. Johnson's Logic is me. It's my channel. So if I'm trucking, you get a trucking vlog. If I'm playing video games, you're going to get a video game vlog. Or not vlog, but a video game video. But that does not mean I'm going to be focused. Oh, I'm going to be focused on the game because I'll be rating. But I can interact with you guys in the comments and answer questions while I'm doing something that I enjoy doing, which is playing video games, especially being at home. So that's the reason why. I tried to do it today. I need to tweak some settings, apparently. So I'll figure that out. Let's see. What other company would you go to besides Prime or Landstar? I don't know. I haven't done any research. Who I've seen have success from other companies On the company driver to lease operator side, TMC, Riding with Kev, used to drive for them. I see that I know, I don't remember what he changed his. I don't know if he still does YouTube videos, but Jeffro, his name used to be Jeffro the Wannabe Trucker, but he got a CDL from Prime. Unfortunately, Prime didn't take him for whatever reason. And he went over to Schneider, and I see him doing fantastic things at Schneider. So, off the top of my head, if you want to do flatbed, TMC. My source would be Riding with Kev. I don't know if he's still here, but he's got a channel on YouTube. Go to subscribe to him for flatbed content. So TMC would be my recommendation for flatbed. And then Schneider, I don't think he still does YouTube anymore. I haven't seen him upload in a while, I think. But I see him doing great things over there, so I'm going to have to assume that Schneider's at least okay. I don't know. Migo Secret Shop, and the YouTuber escapes my name, and that's one of the Landstar channels I followed right before I came to Prime and while I was at Prime. Chasing Mr. Hamilton. Good word. And we actually talked. So I don't need the Migo Secret Shop yet. I don't have that many miles on my truck. But you know, sometimes you got to pay to play. You feel me? But Chasing Mr. Hamilton inspired me to come to Landstar. Trucker AK, another great Landstar channel. I think he's... The last video I remember watching from him, he might be getting away from Landstar for family reasons. I'm not too sure. Maverick, I'm glad you said that. Maverick, I would also endorse because I cannot remember any of my guys' names. Who drove for Maverick? Great YouTuber, fantastic energy. Give me the energy. Trucking with Tay. Trucking with Tay, another fantastic YouTube channel to follow for flatbed. I can't tell you who he drives for now, but because he hasn't made it public, but still running flatbed, making a killing. Still watch him. He unfortunately he recently just lost his mother, so thoughts and prayers over to him and his family. But Trucking with Tay is a great channel to watch. If you're feeling down and you just need like positive energy, watch me. But just watching any of his videos, always puts me in a great mood or a better mood every time. So Trucking with Tay, definitely follow him. I can neither confirm nor deny that Riding with Kev because I don't know. It hasn't been mentioned on his channel, and I can't. I'm not starting rumors. I don't know who he works for, but I know he makes a killing at a flatbed for sure. Military Tay, medical or transport Tay, and I forgot what the other one was. But yeah, Maverick, TMC, Schneider. That's all I got. Have I met the content creator Trucker AK? Not yet, but it's because we don't run in the same lane, but we're about to here very soon. So hopefully I get to run into Trucker AK here really soon. I hope to run into Chasing Mr. Hamilton. Every time that we talk, we always miss each other by like a day. Every time. So me and Mr. Chasing Mr. Hamilton run the same regions, but we're always in each other's region a day after one of us leaves. So I keep missing him too. But yeah, those guys, man. I'm sorry. Riding with Kev is right here in the comment section. So if you're thinking about flatbed or thought about flatbed, I mean, he's doing reefer now. But anything flatbed related or just old content that he had from TMC, if you're looking into TMC, give him a subscribe. Tell him I said hey. Go check out his channel. He's flatbed to reefer now, or flatbed to dry van to reefer. But great guy, great friend. Now that we got our revenges out the way, let's plan on meeting up soon. What do you think about Cybertrucks? Long way away from today. I tell you that. Long way away. It's not gonna come anytime soon. What else, guys? What else? Yeah, so that's how I'm gonna incorporate my Twitch channel. So again, you can click on the link in the description. instead of sending super chats, or if you feel like supporting the channel, anything that I get is going to go towards the channel. So that's going to include trucking and gaming, which I'm pretty much set up for both right now. But any way you feel like supporting the channel, number one, I greatly, strongly appreciate it. Okay, you guys don't have to, but you guys do it anyway. Thanks so much. It definitely helps. Okay. So from this video, which is the current video, and the videos going forward, I have a new link, and it says the way to support the channel. It's JLogix.live. You can go on there. If I'm streaming on Twitch, it's on there. Along with my Instagram link is on there, and my Twitch link is on there. My Instagram link is on there for my Johnson's Logic Instagram. And there's a button on there that you can go on there. If you so feel like it, you can go on there and donate. Speaking of, I've been meaning to take off this little thing because I haven't been looking at that screen, so I apologize, y'all. That one and that one. All right, let's do transition. So yeah, like I can use it, but it's kind of I don't know. I'm gonna do some things on here, but I think I'm way over my hour. My name on Twitch. My name on Twitch is JLogix. It's JLogixX. The fastest way to get to my Twitch channel is go on your web browser and type in JLogic, like Johnson's Logic, JLogixYT.live, and it takes you straight to my landing page. You can get to all of my you can get to. I need to put my YouTube one on there, but I'm kind of nervous about that. But my Twitch channel is on there. You can click the Twitch icon. It takes you to my Twitch landing page. And you can also go to my Instagram. New York, 34 New York. No thanks. Guys, I just said I was going to go over an hour. Well, let me ask this question first. And I will continue showing the live if you guys really want to see it. But would it benefit you guys to look at a load board? I now have the capability to do that, so I can show you guys what it looks like. If not, I can log off and go to bed. But I can show you. I need to do a live where I can show the load board and what I've made so far at Landstar. It probably won't be a live. It probably will actually do. I'll probably do a recorded video. It's a very, very asked video about looking at load boards and looking at basically what I've made here at Landstar. Excuse me. Excuse me. I get that question a lot on all of my videos. So I might actually just do a recorded video for that. I'll see how I feel about it. But right now, it is going to be a long video. I know. I might make it 2 separate videos, and that way I can separate the 2 topics. But that way it will be like a 10 to 15 minute video and not a video that's this long, like a live. So, excuse me. Okay, if I watch all your videos, subscribe, all that. Just got a question to you or anyone. I've got 12 years experience with reefer and flatbed, but I haven't drove in 4 or 5 years. How would TMC or Prime or anyone else look at that? Yeah. I would pick comments for areas to show. I would do that. You know what? I'm going to do a video leading up to the load board video to get opinions on what kind of areas to look for. That is a very great recommendation. Thank you for that. I definitely appreciate that. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I'm trying to, let you guys get the information you can out of the comment section. Allendale, I would say that your best bet would be to get with a recruiter. But like right in what Kev says, basically you're starting over. Because you don't have recent experience, it's basically, you haven't driven in a while, basically. So I mean, Prime's a good company. I can't lie. You know, I can't lie. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'll put out a video asking what you guys want to see for the load board, and we'll get to a revenue video because I have been here for a full quarter. So I will do a revenue video for the quarter, and then I'll do one in a year because I said I wasn't gonna do paycheck videos over here, but I will for those. Ruben, I guess you're catching it at the end. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Again, guys, if you want to support me and the channel, because you know this video is brought to you by Johnson's Logic. The link in the description, Jlogic.live. You can go on there. You can follow me on Twitch. You can send any donations you'd like to donate towards the channel. Yes, it does briefly touch my pocket, but then it goes directly into another account that's strictly for Johnson's Logic and Twitch, which most likely is going to be for Johnson's Logic. If you guys want to support me in any way, click that link, and I'm going to get to you guys some awesome content. I can't wait to get my truck back. I'm going to do a recorded video about that when we get around to it, and then we'll go from there. But you guys, like I always say, if you guys are thinking, you might as well do it logically. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Y'all continue to be safe out there, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.